Hello, everyone. Uh, Good day to you all. Today, we'll be sharing with us today some of the essential documents that we need for NIW, that is National Interest Waiver, to get your green card in United States of America. So, for those of us that are joining us for the first time, I want to welcome you, and I want to say that previously, we've discussed so many things about the immigration process, how to use your degree to get your green card in the United States. So now, after your case has been approved, what next? The next things to do after the case has been approved is, number one, is to prepare for your interview. After you receive the notice of interview, there are certain steps, there are things you need to us, because this is the only time you need to defend your case. Initially, probably you use Anthony, or you use lawyer, or somebody help you, or you do it by yourself. Remember, you are just sending in a correspondence. You're just sending the document to them one by one. But this time around, you are there live and direct. So you need to argue your case. You need to defend yourself. And you need to show them the evidence. In the previous video, we explained to us how this particular process is what we call evidence-based. So for evidence-based, there are certain things we need to do. So let's quickly go into each one after the other. Join me as I share these with us today. So the essential documents for EB2 Green Card. So let's look at that. You need a form of identification. You need what we call the personal identification document. For example, a valid passport. And after your valid passport, what are the things do I need to also do to show that, especially for those of us that have dependents, probably your wife or your husband, your kids, you have all of them as a family, you are together. So you need ability to be able to identify individual. For example, it might be your national ID card. It depends on the country you're watching from. It might be your international passport. It might be anything photo identification issued by the government. It might be the driver license. Yes, it's allowed. To ensure your passport is current and has at least 6 months validity beyond your intended stay. Now, another thing, point two, is birth certificate. You must provide the original birth certificate. Remember, it must be translated, the translation must be in English, if necessary. Probably you speak French, or probably you speak Arab or Arabic, or you speak Portuguese. It depends on where you are coming from. So all these must be intact. The government issue photo ID, like I explained, is also part of the proof. Then let's move on. Let's look at this and see the next thing that we supposed to also add. Now, remember, this is all about our, how do we put it? It's all about what we call evidence-based. You use your degree. Now, for some of us that have advanced degree, let's start from the master's, or let's start from even the BSc. You remember, if you have BSc, bachelor of degree or bachelor of tech or bachelor of engineering and so on, different bachelors that you have, and plus 5 years experience, you qualified for this particular visa. But now, in the case of advanced degree, remember before now you will have, before the approval, you will have do what we call evaluation of your results. Evaluation of your results in the sense that it is ability to be able to equivalent your degree from your own country to the United States standard. So you need to go along with that. The original certificate or certified copies must follow you to your interview. Any degree you've ever earned must follow you. Then it's always good if you have the access to the transcripts. Go along with your transcript of all your institution you have completed. Just remember, you don't want to take chances, meaning you don't know what the consular will ask from you. So all you need to do is gather all your documents, especially the one you use for I-140 for the approval. You must go along with them. Your credential evaluation, the way I mentioned it, probably you use West World Education Services, probably you use them, you must go with them. Including your certification, if you have any professional certification, just to prove to them that you are most qualified candidate for this particular program. So now another thing is employment history. Say probably you prepare your professional CV, detailed, please. Don't manage it. Detailed one. That show all your experience one after the other. Let it be ready. Probably collect the recommendation letter from your current and previous employer, highlighting your skills, especially talking about your skills. So where they are talking about your skill is very important because that's the selling point for you. Go along with it. Then another thing you can also show is pay stub. Pay stub, you can use your pay stub to prove that you work with this organization. Here is the salary scale. Here is the pay stub of that month. Here's the pay stub of previous months. Go with them. If applicable, if you have job offer, especially in the US, if you have job offer, take it along. I remember during my own time, after the asked me, do you have any job? I said, no, I don't have any job yet, but I've been applying for jobs, been doing the interview. Oh, and they said, oh, that's good. That's what we want. I said, okay, thank you. So after the interviews, it takes some weeks, and I did not hear from them. I just have to send them an email. Fortunately for me, I've applied for jobs and I got 2 offers. And I have to forward my offer letter to them. Immediately they sent the offer letter, they started. I just noticed changes in my dashboard. And from there, I was able to they just send it to me. Oh, your visa, your passport is ready for collection. Now I went there to go and take all the visas, all the passports of the entire family. Your own case might not be like that. It all depends on the individual. And mind you, job offer is not compulsory. So don't say, oh, that means I must secure a job before I leave country. No. Remember that this particular visa, you only have 6 months after the day of your medical, start counting it. You must enter the United States within that 6 months. Otherwise, you have to start all over again. So it's always advisable just to stick to that time. Then, evidence of exceptional ability. These are the issues. These are the things some people, you don't know who will attend to you. Like I said, you don't know. Once they said evidence, evidence is evidence, take everything along with you. Have them at your palm like this. So publication include copies of published articles, papers, or books you have authored. Provide evidence of citation, especially some of us that have Google Scholar, just go there, print that page, save it in PDF, print it, put it as part of your document. They ask you, you can just show them, here is the evidence that I've been publishing papers, and here is my citation. Award and recognition. For example, let's say you are the best researcher in your school, the best lecturer, the best professor, or the best manager, or you have a fantastic award. Probably you are one of the top 20, top 2% scientists in the world or analysts in the world. All these awards, they are very crucial at this point. You need to show them the physical book, the physical certificate, the evidence or the physical letter, what they gave you during the award. So they are part of the proof that you need to showcase to them. Include documentation of membership of your professional association. I belong to American Society of American Mathematical Society. So AMS, I belong to Society for Mathematical Biology, SMB. So when I was going there, I already prepared all the letters that I've collected from my membership card, everything that I have. I already put them inside my file. You just have to put them because you don't want to take chances. That's just it. You just have to go prepared. So once they ask for A, you take A. They ask for B, you take B. Then patents or innovation. Probably you are in engineering, you come up with a particular machine, you come up with a particular design, go along with that. Probably you have what we call the patent. You registered the patent about a particular product, a particular method you discover. These are the things you need to go along with it. Or probably you've made publication in the newspaper, you've done this in the social media, and all these evidence are power-packed evidence that are useful for you to be able to, to interact with people and to be able to talk, defend yourself. Include documentation of how your work has impacted your field. Especially, let me warn us, in this case now, remember we normally write, we submitted a proposed endeavor. You need to write new proposed endeavor as you are going for the interview. Because they will ask you, if you don't have what we call, if you don't have offer letter yet, you can just show that, oh, what are your proposed endeavor? What are you intends to do? Because all those things, you may not be able to recollect all those things. But once it's on the paper, you can show them, you sign it, show them. If they need it, they will collect it. If they don't need it, they will say, okay. Because the one you submitted 2 years ago, probably 2 years ago or a year ago, might still be, you need to rewrite it in an innovative way. So this will help you in your preparation. So what about financial documents? Yeah, this is in two phases. Financial documents for those of us applying through EB1, EB2, we are not concerned. Please, I repeat, for those of us in EB1, EB2, you don't need financial support. You don't need anybody to give you financial documents. But for people that they probably, one citizen is filing for somebody in another country, they are filing for you. You need financial documents. As a green card holder, if I'm filing for probably I have children out there, or you have your spouse out there, you want to file for them, or your parent out there, you want to file for them to come in. So you need financial documents. Number one of the financial document is the bank statement in the United States. Remember, you've not entered. So that's why these aspects, you are exempt from these aspects. You don't need to bother yourself about any, oh, I must have this amount in the account, I must have this, no. You don't need to rush, be panicking, anything about it. You just have to calm down. So far, you are doing EB1, EB2, NIW with I-140. You don't need financial document. Then also, under the financial document, what are the things that it's necessary? The bank statement, the tax return, that is to verify your income verification in the last 3 years. So they need that. The bank statement for proof of financial sustainability. Oh, you are inviting someone. Do you have the financial capacity to host the person? That's the reason. Or do you have the financial capacity to cater for this person when he enter for the next few months? Then W-2 form, this is the proof that you work, because we use W-2 form to file for tax. So you place your place of work, or the person that are filing for you will be the one to do or to give you W-2 form, that is employment income proof for the last 3 years, meaning you file for 3 years and you need that, you have that one for the last 3 years. Investment portfolio, additional asset, probably you have stock, you have bond, you have probably estate and some other things. So you will also need all this for the person you are filing for. Now, immigration history documents is very key. Remember, have you entered the United States before? Have you overstayed? All these are very important because they will look into everything. Previous visa include copy of all previous US visa. In my own case, I have B1, B2, which is visiting visa. I was in the US sometimes before I relocated to US. I was in US for a particular workshop, then in Florida. So I scan everything, the two pages, the visa page, I scan it and I make copies, I put them. Then I go along with that passport just for them to see that they stamp in and they stamp out. I show them. So they have to verify all these. They are very important. Then another thing is, for those people inside, remember all these are for those people outside, but for those people inside, they have to also do something. You have to go with from I-1485. That's the changing of status, adjustment of status. You want to change from F1, your student visa, to green card, or you want to change from H1B, work visa, to green card, or you want to change from O visa to green card, or you want to change from R visa to green card, you want to change from L visa to green card. All these are stages. Majority of the people inside, we use I-485, but people outside, we fill the form called DS-260. That's with the form we fill, and at the end of the day, they will give us the embassy, the United States embassy. We give you what we call immigrant visa, IV, immigrant visa. That's what they will give you. They said bring your completed form for those people inside. But for those of us out there, one of the documents you still need to take along is what we call the confirmation of your DS-260, that truly you fill this form, DS-260. And another thing you need to take along is an invitation for that interview. But when we get there, I will explain. Then USCIS, that's the next point. USCIS notice, that is, include all notice received. Include all notice received. So all the notice that you receive, you have to include them. That is, from USCIS regarding your application. Number one, the day they send it to you that, oh, we've received your I-140, all the correspondence, pack them along with you. That's why I always tell people, please keep all the receipts, keep everything they can ask you. Then, we are moving towards the medical exam results. So this medical exam result, for those people out there, if you are outside the US, it's different. The consulate have a registered medical hospitals or clinic or lab they use for this particular. You cannot just go out there and do it. Although you can have all your immunization from your GP or from your hospital and make sure it's well documented. So, and you can now take it there. But as soon as you have a notice for your interview, one of the things you need to be, once you have a notice, the day you have a notice for your interview, Google it, try and make sure you registered for your medical, because you have to do medical before the interview. So, and the medical will not attend to you unless you show them the invitation for the interview. So they are interwoven. So without one, you can't do another one. So one is depending on the other. So that's why for your medical, for your immigration medical examination form, we call it Form I-693. For those of us inside, that's what they will feel. But for those of us out there, they will tell us what to do and how we are going to go about it. Additional documents, letter of recommendation, like I mentioned the other time, to attesting your exceptional ability. Remember, you've collected from the experts in your field, you can get those things. Project documentation, that is, probably you are a project manager, you have all this documentation, you have all this file, you can take them along, take one or two. Just take them along. It doesn't bite you. Just put them inside your file and you go. That is to provide evidence of significant projects you have led or contributed to. So these are very important. Or you've led a team, you have the letter to back it up. You are doing something meaningful, you have the letter to back it up. If it is ordinary email, save the email in PDF, print it out, put it inside your file. They ask for it, you show them. Please go with your primary school certificate, secondary school certificate. For those of us outside, go with all the certificate from your kindergarten. Please go with it. It's funny, but it's necessary, because you can't be at the front of consular and be telling the person that, oh, sorry, it's at home. No, they won't listen. You don't know where you have another chance. So it's an opportunity for you. Please go with it. Then media coverage, include any press release or news article featuring your work or achievements. Especially those of us in academics, we do a lot of things, a lot of meaningful things, but we don't showcase them to the world. This is a good lesson for us. Please, if it is better, we make sure we have a column or a contribution we are doing to to publish our work in the media space. It will go a long way, and it will help us to be able to, to enlarge our coast. A lot of people will read about what we are doing, compare with our own domain. So a lot of people will read it. The national interest evidence, that is, present documentation showing how your work benefit the United States. Remember, when you are filing for I-140, is part of the evidence you show. So all those documents, you have to rewrite them and keep them along when you are going. So, because these are the things that, you pick a particular prompt to prove your point, that you are indeed exceptionally useful to United States. So now, this is the website for the travelstate.gov. You can also see, let's look at it one after the other. What are the things you are expected to know? These are the stages. Stage 1 is petition, submit of petition. You scale through this one. Stage 2 is NVC processing. You've not reached the affidavits of support. We don't need it to remember. I told you, for those of us at home, you don't need affidavits of support, especially for EB1, EB2 applicants. But for the people that they are filing for from inside, they need that. But for us, we don't need, this is just a general site that everybody is going to pick their own. Online application, you've done that. Now, civil documents, you've done that. But we're in step 11. Step 11 is talking about applicant interview. So for the applicant interview, he said, prior to the interview, ensure you have the following. You are followed the U.S. Embassy or consulate interview preparation instruction. Please, I will advise you to go to this website and read more, but we will talk about it. On the scheduled date, don't forget, and the time of your interview appointment, go to U.S. Embassy or consulate with your printed visa application. Don't forget, with your printed visa application, DS260, for those of us outside. That is DS260 confirmation page. Remember, when you submitted DS260 confirmation, it was sent to your email box. You have to print it out because there is a barcode there. They will scan it immediately. When you get there, it's part of those things they know you submitted your DS260. A consular officer will interview you, and accompanying family members, beneficiary. For example, your spouse or your husband, your children, male and female, they will do that for you and determine whether or not you are eligible. At that point, that's when they will know that, okay, all the documents you sent to us, indeed, they are genuine. The number of the kids you said you have, indeed you have, because all the member of your family must be present at the point of interview. So you receive an immigrant visa from there. So after they've confirmed, and you have to do the form printing, you do the biometric as the primary applicant, and the spouse will do the same, and all the children will do the same. For the children, they can ask the father or the mother to thumbprint on their behalf if they are still small. So as part of the interview process, ink-free digital fingerprint scan will be taken, like I told you. Now, note this one. You should not make permanent financial commitments, such as selling your house, car, property, resigning from your job, or making other travel arrangements until you receive your immigrant visa. So don't go and say the house, oh, I've done the interview. Yes, I have to go and do this. No, don't do that. Once you have it happens to me. I'm a typical example. I remember after my interview, a particular university shortlisted me, and then I had a job interview with them, and we were talking along the lines. We were talking, and the chair of the department asked me, in Ohio University. Are you sure you're coming? I said, yes, I'll come. If you give me this job, I will come. He said, okay, but what about the visa? I said, no, don't worry, I have the green card. Why do I say I have the green card? Because I just finished the interview for the green card and everything went well. So I'm just waiting for them to finish their own administration processing and release my visa. And the school will be resuming in August. So I did the interview around, I think around July, yes. And everything has become an history now. So you must attend interview. You, that is the primary, you are the principal applicant, you must be there, regardless of age. Any family member immigrating with you, if they will be at least 14 years old or on the day of interview, this family member include your spouse and any qualified or married children on the same petition and case number. That is because all of you are using the same case number. Everybody must be there. These are the people that must attend. Any family member, regardless of age, who has either own petition case number, that is because they are older, because they are their own principal applicants. That is, all of you must be there. So let's try as much as possible. Who are those? All these things are very key in what who is not required to attend the interview. Who are those people that are not required to attend the interview? Your family member under the age of 14 on the day of the interview, even if they are noted as traveling applicants on the interview appointment letter, you receive from NVC, that is National Visa Center, what that you receive from, for example, this is what they are saying. It simply means any children below 14, they will not ask them questions. But any children 14 and above, they will ask them questions. So that's what they are saying. That's just the interpretation of this particular one. He said, your family member, I remember my daughter was less than 14, so they didn't ask her a question. They just want to see the number that I claim that I have. And that's what they did. Your family member, spouse, or a qualified or married children who will immigrate as a later date and travel separately from you, they will be scheduled for a separate interview appointment. So they will be separate interview appointment. You should contact U.S. Embassy or consulate directly to arrange separate interview if needed. So peradventure something happened and they are 14 and above. So these are the people they are still talking about. Your sponsored or petitioner, even though they don't have to attend the interview, the family member are usually still welcome to come with you. Many consular officers appreciate this opportunity to see the whole family together, which may reduce follow-up question later. That is, okay, they can ask you, where's your father? Where is your mother? Where is your husband? Where is your wife? But if all of them are there with you during the interview, some consular, not all the consular officers that allow that or that want to see that. As a matter of fact, the security personnel might not even allow you to enter. Because once you are not on the list, there's nothing they can do. Please check if specific instruction from the consular section where you will be interviewed. So you can see now. So where you will be interviewed will determine I was interviewed in England. So my own case is different compared with somebody interviewed in South Africa, in Italy, in Brazil, in Nigeria, in Germany. We are different. So all these you need to confirm them before you pick your journey. So what to bring to the interview, like I mentioned, let's look at what is on their website too. Number one, they said the applicant is responsible to bring all required original or certified copy civil documents. Everything we produce with DS2CC that gave us the approval for the interview. So you need to provide them. Failure to bring all the documents, required documents, to the interview may cause delay or denial of the visa. So it will delay, they will just put you on administrative processing. And when you send it, a lot of jobs has already a lot of applications already on ground. So it is better you play safe, go with all your documents. You must bring the following document to the interview. Listen, appointment letter. That's the first thing, appointment letter. That appointment letter, please, don't say it's not just appointment letter. It's not just. And that is the only reason why they allow you to enter. That's an invitation for you. The interview appointment letter you receive from NVC, your passport, international passport. That is, for each applicant, an unexpired passport valid for 6 months beyond the intended date of entry into the United States. Passport photograph, there is a particular size. The US, please find out, is there on their website. You must take. The requirement is there. 2 identical colored passports. Just tell the photographer that you need this. Google it, you will see the dimension. Tell the person that want to help you to take the picture that, oh, you need this US passport size. They know it. Then just have, they said 2 identical passport photograph. Their general requirement is there. Just make sure you have as many as possible in your envelope. The S260 confirmation page, I told you, and supporting documents. All the supporting documents that we put on our civil document, then they need it. You have to go with them. They are very, very important. No agent, no Anthony will help you with this. So that is why you yourself, you have to be prepared so that you will be able to gather all the necessary documents and go with it. So, and one of it is that your original document will be returned to you when the interview has been completed. Any copies provided may be kept. That is, if you have any copies, just what I normally do anytime I'm going for that, or when I went during my own time, I make copies of each of my documents. In case they need any copy, I will give them. I have original with me, and I will give them the photocopy in case after they confirm the original. Now, the question is, some of us will be asking, what are the questions they ask? It's all about personal experience. It's all about you yourself. Number one, know your CV very well. Number two, know all the publications you've done so far. Probably the news media, know your proposed endeavor very well. What are the things that are in my proposed endeavor? What are the things that I said I will be doing when I get to the United States? How do I go about it? How do I continue? Once you know all those things, any question they ask you, you'll be able to answer them. Because you can't be coming to United States without you just be coming and you don't have any bearing, you don't have anything you want to do. Then what are you coming to do? Well, they will ask you. So what my own experience, let me quickly share it. The guy just asked me, so you study mathematics? I said, yes. How is it possible? How is it related? Mathematics and mathematics. What will you be doing? I said, well, I'm a researcher. Currently, I work with the University of Manchester, Manchester University. And so he said, okay, then what will you be doing over there? I said, well, I continue my research. Continue with my research. I've submitted to Center for Disease Control, CDC. I've submitted to a different university with different things. I will continue my work there. He said, okay, tell me about this particular paper. And I explained what I use mathematical modelings to do. So it's so simple as that. But if you don't know your onions, I don't know what you want to say. So please, let's get prepared. Yes, you might be hearing different things online. Some people say, oh, I was there, they did not ask me any question. Good luck. Oh, I was there, the guy drilled me very well. Fantastic. I was there, oh, they just asked for this and I gave them this and they released my this. Good luck. But whether it happens to you like that or not, just be prepared. That's all my advice for you. That if you have any document that is not translated in English, try and make sure you translate it. If the document requiring English translation were not sent to MVC, you must obtain them and present them on the day of your interview. That is, it must be translated, it must certify with the qualified person that I'm the one that I'm the one that translates these certificates. I know how to speak English and French together. I'm an authority in this field, so something like that. Then visa fee. If your visa application fee were completed by MVC, you do not need to pay again. However, if you or any member did not pay all the necessary fee, you will be asked to pay any unpaid fee at the US Embassy or consulate. Now, let me explain this. It happens to me too. So while we are preparing we are waiting for the interview, we had a son. So during that period, when we had a son, I wrote to remember they've captured all of us except the email. So we obtained his passports, Nigerian passports. After we got Nigerian passports, we have the birth certificate from England, everything together. Then I have to email it to, I make a request, an inquiry with National Visa Center. They ask me to provide those things. They give me the email, and I email everything to them. And they open DS260 for 3 months old baby. And we fill the form and we submitted. We have the printout for him too. And I asked them, where do I pay? They said, no, I will not be able to pay until, because they already closed the payment point. So until when we get to the consulate or US Embassy, that's where we'll be able to make the payment. So on that day, I've already prepared to pay $345 for his own particular DS260. So in case something of that nature, happens to you, you don't have to be afraid. Oh, does it mean you have to do the necessary thing? Make an inquiry immediately, send it to them, send all the documents to them, and immediately they will open the S260 for you and you fill it for your child, and they will now email, because I remember they did not attend to us during the medical. They had to send another email to confirm that they are aware of the addiction in our family. And once they are aware that, the clinical, they also attended to us. Otherwise, we will not be able to do the medical. So here I said failure to appear for interview, there is a consequence. One of it is that if you cannot appear at your scheduled interview, contact the United States Embassy or consulate as soon as possible. During my own time, it was during the COVID-19. So England just started giving, they did not approve vaccine for children, but towards my interview date, the government opened the door. So we are in between. We have to take vaccine for my daughter. So I have to wait again. So the day we are able to secure the interview for medical, it was very close to the day of interview. As a matter of fact, we did the medical the same day of interview. So we are unable to, we have to shift the interview date, because we wrote them and we explained things to them, and they said, okay, they will open another day. They will look for another day. They will contact us. Immediately they open another day. I quickly filled it, probably almost a month after. And immediately we feel that everything. But now, this time around, they always encourage that don't shift your interview, because a lot of people are on the queue. So what they do now is go and do your medical. We know that once we receive the medical, that's when we will release your visa. So I want to encourage as many of us that are waiting for the interview. You don't need to be panicked. You don't need to be. But if you do not contact the U.S. Embassy within 1 year of receiving your interview appointment letter, your case may be terminated and your immigrant petition cancelled. And any fee paid will not be refunded. So you can imagine you've been waiting for almost 24 months or 36 months, some other cases. So please, at this point, you just have to be careful, and you have to make sure you prepared yourself very well. You need to change the date of interview. Instruction of rescheduling is there for those that are important. Now, after my case had been approved, if your visa is approved, what are the next things you need to do? Remember, they said you should not sell your property. Remember, you should not travel, don't buy the ticket, don't do, because everything is unrefundable, so not refundable. So all you need to do is just to calm down. If your visa is approved, you will be informed how and when your passports and visa will be returned to you. Get your visa at one like this before any plan. Your immigrant visa will be placed on a page in your passports. No, they will not give you the green card from outside. They will only give you immigrant visa. So once you have your immigrant visa, or when you have your immigrant visa, you enter the United States, probably 4 weeks after, thereabouts, your green card will be mailed to you to the address you feel that you will receive all your documents. Then please review the printed information right away to make sure that no error, because that's a permanent error. So it is better you quickly do that. If there are any spelling or biographical error, contact embassy immediately. What do I need to do before I traveled? So Some of us will be like, oh, thank God, now I have my visa, I can go. Yes, thank God you have your visa, you can go, but you cannot travel yet. Why? Now, it's part of the law that you have to make the payment within 24 hours. You receive your immigrant visa, you make the payment for your green card. There will be a link they will give you from the embassy, or it's on the website. Okay, let's look at this. It said you must pay the USCIS immigrant fee to USCIS after you receive your immigrant visa. That amount is $220 per person. That is, and before you travel to United States, only children who enter United States under or of an or age adoption program, Iraq, and Afghanistan Special Immigrant Returning Resident SB1, and those issue K visa are accepted from this fee. Otherwise, others are not. You are all qualified to pay. You must pay that money. Please note, USAID will not issue permanent resident card. That is from I-551 or green card until you have paid the fee. So because when you pay that fee before you leave your home country, at the point of entrance, these are another thing I need to quickly say. Once you receive your immigrant visa, it comes with your medical package. And they will put at the back of that medical package, do not open. I'm begging you, don't open it. It is not for your own consumption. Your own copy where you did your medical, I believe they printed or they sent something to your email. That's your own copy. But the one they are, the United States, please, the one they package, they will collect it at the point of entrance, not for you. Don't check it in the bag, in a luggage. No. Make sure everything is at your backpack where you put your computer or you put your money, put it there. So at the point, anywhere you want to enter through any entrance in the United States, they know people that are coming with that particular document. Once you get there, just tell them you have immigrant visa and you have your medical. They will come around and collect it from you and lock it immediately. They will not open it in your presence because it's not for them to open. They are taking it to, I don't know, the department that handle that. So at that point too, they will still do a kind of capturing for you. They will ask you whether you want your social security number card to be posted to where you filled initially, or do you want them to change it? And your green card, where do you want it to be posted to? So in my own case, where I failed before, I change, because when I got a job before I enter, I have to change it. So what did I do? I put the new address down and everything was posted to the place and I receive it. Now, notes, they said, when should I travel? You must arrive in and apply for admission to United States no later than the visa expiration date printed on your visa. Now, from the experience, I've calculated it. Everything will be within the 6 months. Now, let's move on. They said, an immigration visa is usually valid for up to 6 months from the date of issuance, unless your medical examination expires sooner. So you can see which may take your visa valid for less than 6 months. So these are very key. So it simply means after whatever you've done, 6 months, you just have to be in United States. And if they said, no, your own is, just check, once you receive your visa, check the date there. So the date will give you the idea when you can book your tickets and how you can arrange yourself. Entering the United States, when traveling to United States, the primary or the principal applicant must enter before or at the same time as the derivative family member, that is all with the visas, that is all the dependents, probably husband or wife, children. A visa does not guarantee entry into the United States. You know, all these this particular condition is very key. The immigration officer also have power over that. So the Department of Homeland Security, you see, or Custom and the Border Protection officer have authority to grant or deny admission. So in everything we do everything in moderate. Please, if you know you have a great future, do everything in moderate. Don't put yourself in unnecessary mess. Just do it in a moderate way in everything you do. You must have a clean record. You must be okay. Just be simple. Take life simple. Don't rush yourself. Just take it easy. And you can read from the website some of those things that they are looking for. If you're a terrorist, you're a scammer, if you don't obey some certain things, you will be, of course, the nemesis will catch up. That's why you have to be careful. You will enter as a lawful permanent resident, also called green card holder, and will be permitted to work and live in United States. For that particular visa, it's always the green card they give you, it's always carry 10 years. So just be careful. When you are a permanent resident, there are things you need to read about it. Social security numbers will be issued that will allow you to be able to work anywhere in the United States. Now, if your visa is denied, you will be informed by the consular officer why you are ineligible to receive a visa. Based on US law, not everyone who applies is qualified or eligible for a visa to come to United States. Under US law, many factors could make an applicant ineligible to receive a visa. For more, you can read about this. So that's why, in some instances, the law might allow you to apply for a waiver of the ineligibility. If ineligibility, people inside always apply for what we call, especially for those of us that people that enter United States with J1 visa, they will be allowed to apply for waiver. That one will be another section entirely, not for this. If you are able to apply for such a waiver, the consular officer will advise you on the steps to take. Please, you can review all this. In some situations, the consular officer do not have sufficient information needed to conclude that the visa applicant established eligibility for the visa sought for, probably. In those cases, the officer must refuse the visa application. And we do so under Section 221, subsection G of the Immigration and Nationality Act. So please read it up. If the reason were unable to establish eligibility relates to a missing supporting document. So you can see now, that's why I said when you are going, go with your full evidence. If there is a missing supporting document, orientation, then the consular officer will inform you if information or document are missing and how to provide it. Now, they put some people under administrative processing. Some visa application refused under 221G of Immigration and Nationality Act may require further administrative processing. When administrative processes is required, the consular officer will inform the applicant at the end of the interview. The duration of administrative processing will be varied based on individual circumstances of each of the case. So why this case is in administrative processing, the applicant must remain refused as the applicant has not established eligibility for the visa sought. At the conclusion of the administrative processing period, the consular officer may conclude that an applicant is now qualified for the visa for which he or she applied. The officer may also conclude that the applicant will remain ineligible for a visa. So all these are very key, which we need to also iron out. Except in the case of emergency travel, serious illness, injury, or death in your immediate family, before making inquiry about status of administrative processing, applicants should wait at least 180 days. 180 days, 6 months, right? Or thereabouts, you can see. So from the date of interview or submission of supplemental document, whichever is later. So all these are key to the things we'll be talking about. Please, they are just the key points that we all need to take home when it comes to this particular immigration visa. Now, another things that I would like to quickly mention, for those of us that you are going with your spouse or you're going with your husband, you must take evidence along that you are indeed married together. That is, yes, your name is part of the list, but you must also prove by your marriage certificate. If you have some pictures during the wedding you take, please take them along. Evidence is not so much. Please take them along. They are also part of things that will save you from unnecessary questioning. And any immigration documents you have in advance, that is probably EAD for those of us inside, and advance parole, you must take them along. Go with them so that by the time they see it, they will be able to, oh, truly, you've been in and you've been doing this. So they are very important. Then also, some people believe that, okay, if you have joint accounts, print the statement, let them see it's part of the evidence. Yes, It's also part of evidence that you guys have been living together. So I think all this goes a long way. So if you have any question, please put it in the comment section. Just feel free to contact me. If you have any clarification, see my email there, my page. You can just DM me, send any. If you want me to guide you also, yes, you can also chat me or we can make arrangements for whatsoever, any package you want. Just try as much as possible. If you want to do it by yourself or you want me to recommend some lawyers or Anthony for you, if you have the capacity, why not? Let's help one another to grow. And that's why we are here, to help humanity. Thank you so much for being part of this episode. I really, really appreciate you for coming, for listening, for watching. Wherever you're watching from, please put it on the comment section. If any way or the other now you have this particular thing, if it has helped you, please try as much as possible. Put it on the comment section. Then I have to say this. Please note, I'm not an immigration officer. I'm not an immigration officer. I'm not an immigration lawyer. I'm just doing this for the purpose of education. So try to take note of that. I'm not immigration. I'm not a consular. Consular. I'm not a consular officer. I'm not immigration lawyer. I'm not an attorney. All these that I share, I just share my own personal experience, and for the purpose of education, to enlighten ourselves. For those of us that we are just coming up, that we don't have much in our hands, I believe you can also do it by yourself. And I have a great testimony. I have friends, I have family, friends that have done it by themselves. Speak on it. I use lawyer during my own time, especially for NIW, but you can do it by yourself. I so much believe that. But if you think you cannot, please, we are here to help one another. Thank you so much. See you in the next video, where we'll be talking, share more live. Try and subscribe to this channel so that as I'm releasing new updates, you will also be the first partaker of it. Thank you so much. See you in the next video. Bye for now.